guys.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome back to the podcast.
Things that are embarrassing for no reason. Doing an intro to a podcast.
That's true. Honestly, it's really true. I hate it every time. And also, if you're wondering if we listen to our own podcasts, no, Claire only listens when she edits the podcast. But do we go and like listen to the episode once they're uploaded? No chance.
No
Chance.
And I do the sloppiest job of editing because I'm trying to get it over with as fast as possible.
Hey,
so
fine. I don't care.
So yeah, guys.
I don't think anybody cares. No, we have with my new job, I'm on like the phones, and the way that they do like evaluations is like all of our calls are recorded, so they'll randomly pick one of our calls like that we get with like a student and then do the evaluation on that, and then you have to like listen to it back, and I never do because I can't stand to hear myself talk. So I just look at like what I scored on the rubric and see like where I need to like improve. And, like I never listen to it.
When I do listen to my voice when I'm editing this podcast, I realize I don't enunciate very well.
Yeah, I'm
a
mumbler too.
I mumble and I have a very deep, sexy voice. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a deep, sexy voice. I just kind of have a deeper voice.
Yeah.
I mumble and I'm like, what am I saying?
Yeah, I mumble a little bit too, and then sometimes I talk too fast and I'm not enunciating, so I need to be better about that.
Enunciate.
Slay.
Thank you guys.
I have really good news that kind of goes along with like our podcast topic today. So our topic today is like luck stories. So good luck, like stories about really good luck and then stories about really bad luck. And I had a case of really good luck happen today. So with my job, not my job doing nails, but my other job, I work in enrollment, and I for a university, an online university, and I help get students enrolled, and I'm on the phones all day. And anyway, so there's one night a week that all of us in our enrollment were like required to work a late night, one night a week. And I thought when I started this position that I would get to choose the late night I was given. Well, no, I was assigned Friday nights as my late night, which, wow, you really couldn't pick like a worse night to have a late night. Yeah, exactly. No fun Friday nights for me. And originally my schedule for Friday nights was going to be like 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So that would be my Friday schedule. And I just like accepted it. I was like, okay, it's fine. Like there's no use like crying over spilled milk. Like I can't change it. So I'm not going to like bitch and moan about it, you know, like I'm just going to make the best of it. Anyway, today we had our monthly like enrollment meeting. So every single person that worked in enrollment was in this meeting, which is like hundreds and hundreds of people because our school is so large because it's an online university. And they're like giving us new updates. And one of the new updates was that they're changing the hours so that we end earlier every single day.
Oh, nice.
So the people, when like really it just affected like our late nights. So the people that have their late nights Monday through Thursday get to end at 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. And the people that have their late nights on Friday get to end at 6 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. But then also, so my manager messaged me and she goes, well, Friday just became the best day to have a late night because like you technically like you don't have to work as late as everybody else.
Yeah.
And then she goes, and because we have students calling in from all over the country. So like we have people that work in all different time zones because we all work from home and live in different places. So we live in Utah. So I'm mountain time, but I work the central time zone. So central time zone is just an hour ahead of us. So she was like, because you work the central time zone and like you need to work 9 to 6, she goes, it's 9 to 6 central time. So it's 8 to 5 for you. So my late night went from working until 8 p.m. to working only until 5 p.m.
That's awesome.
Isn't that so great?
That's such a nice.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's not even like a late night anymore. Like I'll still be able to do things on Friday nights now. Because I kind of had just accepted my fate of being like, I can't, like I won't be able to do anything on Friday nights. Like, because 8, I mean, I guess you can still go out after 8. It just kind of feels late. Like,
That's a really long day. When do you start at 8 or?
No,
8
on my late night they adjust it, so I would start at 11 a.m. and then work till 8 p.m. But
now it's just 11 till 6, right?
no, now
5.
it's 8 to 5.
Oh, 8 to 5.
So I have to work an 8-hour shift, and then I have a 1 hour unpaid lunch.
Okay.
So anyway, but yeah, I was like, okay, like I had been resigned to the fact that I was like, I won't really be able to hang out with people on Friday nights, or like go on dates or anything. Except for I do have one Friday a month that I have the day off. Anyway, so I was like, okay, most Fridays I'm not gonna be able to like hang out with anybody or do anything. It's just like gonna be my late night day. But now I'm like, oh, I can like, I end at 5. Like I can still do everything. I can go to a concert. I can like anything. So I'm like, wow.
That's so nice.
Jesus was smiling down on me today. He knew the month. I had a really bad month in February. And so I was like, it was like a little bit, going into March strong. It was like a little gift from Jesus, a gift from the universe.
I actually have good work news too. And that's awesome, by the way. That's so nice.
I'm super excited. I literally was on cloud 9 because my regular schedule Monday through Thursday with that job is 7:30 in the morning till 4:30 p.m. So it's only 30 minutes. I start 30 minutes later and end 30 minutes later than I would usually.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's like not even like a big deal at all. Yeah. So anyway,
Slay.
What's your good work news?
Basically, I just have been wanting more hours at work, and
because you cut down your hours at the beginning of the year.
I cut down at the beginning of the year because I was like, I don't know how long this online course is going to take me, but I realized cutting down gave me a little bit too much downtime and too little of a paycheck.
Yeah.
So
you're like, I was like,
money. Oh shit.
And when you have too much downtime, and you're more likely to spend more money.
Exactly.
So you're like, this is actually not.
But I found out one of the girls is quitting this week. She got like offered a different job somewhere else, but she works on direct ship. Okay. And you don't have to talk to anyone. You're just back there. You can come in. You can come in an hour later or 2 hours later, and then you can leave when you're done.
Did you go to work today?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I was wondering why when I was working, you were up so early. I was like, what's she doing?
Yeah, I was covering for someone today.
I didn't realize that you worked. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, but so that's starting next week. So basically, Tuesdays and Fridays, I'm just working like a full like freight shift, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays, I can come in. Like, as long as it's, like, before 10, I can come in. And then I can...
When do you get to leave?
Just whenever I'm done.
So you can work, like,
I can
10 to 1 or 10 to 2?
Yeah, I can work as little or as much as I want. And sometimes I might stay there longer if the shipment doesn't get there.
Yeah.
If I'm waiting for them to deliver it. But, yeah, it's a really good gig. I'm like, I can work... If I want to stay, like, a full, like, 6 hours, I could. If I want to... only have like 4 hours, I could. It's really nice.
Just as long as you get the work done. That's great.
So I'm pretty stoked about that too.
Congratulations.
And I was like, I didn't want to up my hours and then mean that I have to talk to more people as like a cashier.
You're like, please don't.
I'm like, oh no.
Please don't make me talk to these people.
Yeah. So now I can literally put my earphones in, listen to some Dax Shepard.
Ugh.
And just...
I've been loving Dax lately.
He just slaps.
You introduced me to him and I like listened to him quite a bit. Like it was probably like beginning to middle of last year. And then like, you know, you kind of just go through seasons. But then you were playing him the other night when I was doing your nails, the Armchair Anonymous episodes. I've literally been listening to Armchair Anonymous nonstop.
They're so good.
So good.
And it's funny because like I know he has a popular podcast, but everyone I tell about, they're like, no, I haven't listened to it. I'm like, you need to listen to it.
I love him
because it's like it's
so great.
If you want like more of a serious podcast, they have episodes for that. If you want like celebrities, they have that, and then if you want like submissions, they have that too. Like they got everything.
They have everything you could ever want.
For real.
You're all I want. You're all I have.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. I did write down my Live Your Truth. So if we wanted to start with Live Your Truth today,
let's do that.
I sat in the sun. I just went out and sat like on the porch for like 10 minutes during my lunch break. And the sun like was out today. It was still cold, but like the sun was out. sitting in the sun has me feeling like a new person.
I did the same thing after getting off of work.
It felt so great. Good. It's so great. And I'm like, wow, I feel alive again. Imagine that.
I actually don't mind the cold at all. It's just, I just want a little bit of sun out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I feel great.
You know, you have to, like, there is something to it. And I know people have been saying that it's like scientifically proven, but like, man, did I experience that today? It felt great. I feel like a new human being after sitting in the sun for 10 minutes.
It feels so good.
So good. So that's my truth. Sitting in the sun has me feeling like a new person.
Maybe my truth will be that Dax Shepard saves me from extreme boredom. Oh, that'll be my truth.
Okay, guys, sun and Dax Shepard. You can do them at the exact same time.
That is the recipe for happiness.
I love Dax, and I love him and Kristen Bell together. They're absolutely adorable. Okay. Good luck stories, bad luck stories. I have mine organized that I have all my good luck stories first and all my bad luck stories last.
Oh, mine are just randomized.
They're randomized? Yeah. Okay, well, maybe I'll just bounce back and forth then.
Okay.
Do you want to start? Do you want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay, you start and then I'll do one, you do one, I'll do one.
Okay. They're all from Reddit, by the way.
Yes,
and this one is by DBX99.
Slay.
They say, I got a moving violation, parentheses, rolling through a stop sign, and showed up to court to request traffic school to keep the point from raising my insurance rates. As my case was called, I stood up and walked to the podium in front of the judge. At that exact moment, a small earthquake, parentheses, California, measured like 3.XX Richter scale. That means the building shakes a little, you feel a little dizzy, and things creak loudly for about 4 to 6 seconds. So like not a huge earthquake, just like a kind of small one.
Yeah.
Basically, at that exact moment, an earthquake took place. The judge said, I think this is my sign to dismiss this one. And then the ticket was dismissed.
Oh, so my gosh. That's so crazy. Like, I'm like so happy for that.
No, you're like, thanks, Mother Nature. You really got me.
It's just like, not today. Oh my gosh, that's great.
She's like, you're welcome, boo.
You're welcome. You go. Okay, since you just did a good luck one, I'll do a bad luck one.
Okay.
This is by Noelster. Driving to work a couple of years back, I was telling my business partner, who I always used to give a lift to the office, what a result I'd had on eBay for a new bumper for my car that I'd recently fitted myself. No sooner had the words, I think this person might be Australian. No sooner had the words, mate, you wouldn't believe what a bargain my rear bumper was, left my mouth. He said some tit flew into the back of me at 40 miles per hour, which like I knew they're talking about a person, but I just immediately imagined like a boob flying through the air. Some tit flew into the back of me at 40 miles per hour, rode off my car and gave me whiplash. I now avoid talking about good luck in an attempt to avoid further bad luck. So he'd literally just like gotten a new bumper
and then someone
put it on himself, so like saved money, like, you know, doing the car work himself, and then somebody literally smashed into the back of him.
You're like it could kind of be good luck because at least you didn't have to like pay for a brand new bumper if that happened.
Yeah, but my gosh. Still, yeah. All right, your turn.
Okay. This one is by quick_man.
Okay.
I was ejected from a car after a car crash above a major Canadian highway.
Oh my gosh.
I landed on the guardrail and dangled off the bridge. The only injury I had from the crash is the bruise from where I hit the guardrail.
You're joking.
It's insane.
Like, you would think you at least have like whatever hit, like part of your body hit, like your bones would be broken there.
Yeah.
Like, at least.
It's insane.
They
were ejected.
Wild.
They literally... That's insane.
Like flew through the air, hit the guardrail. That's nutty.
They're just like, oh, I only have a bruise.
Then like people break like 5 bones in their leg by like stepping in a hole wrong or something like that. Like, it's crazy.
It's so odd.
Oh my gosh. Okay. My next one is from Raspberries Are Evil. No, they're not.
Oh, I think I have this one, but that's okay.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
No, you can still read it.
Okay. About 15 years ago, I had to go to Vegas for a work thing. I had no extra money, so I really was not excited about going. Being broke in Vegas is no fun. I was there for 3 nights. The first night, I decided that I would play in a $50 poker tournament. It would fill up the evening, and that way I wouldn't gamble anywhere else. Bam. Took first place for $1,500. Being responsible, quote unquote, I went and put $1,000 in my bank and kept $500 to play with. The next night, I go to a craps table with $200. I go on for about a 45-minute roll. This was at the Paris, where they have the fire bet, which is a $10 bet that if you hit all 6 points, it's 1,000 to 1. I hit that over the course of the 45 minutes. And if you know anything about craps, it becomes exponential as you press your wins. So starting with the typical $10 pass line and $20 odds and like $12 on a 6 or an 8, by the time I finally sevened out, I had $500 on each number and was hitting them over and over. Cashed out with $28,000. The final night, I did it again. Just went on a 30-minute run, hit another fire bet, but since I was up so much, I had started at $25 minimum game. Another $18,000 is what he made. I basically parlayed $50 into $46,000, which was more money than my annual pay at the time. That will never happen again.
The fact that they just kept hitting it over and over.
Yeah.
You're like, you think that's going to be it. And then he just like goes and tries again. I mean, I don't know anything about gambling, but he just kept like rolling.
Well, and like, that's the type of thing that gets like people addicted to gambling, is because they just think they're doing really well. And they're like, oh, if I just go one more time, I could, maybe I'll make this much more. Like, that's like the addiction.
And
but like, how crazy, he just like got $46,000 in 2 nights. It's nuts.
Oh my gosh.
It's so crazy. Yeah.
Okay, this is a worst luck one, and it's by Cogwork. My worst luck. This happened a few years ago. The place I worked at was supposed to give me a performance review 6 months after I started. Well, a year later, they finally got to it. They ended up not giving me a raise because, according to them, I was late about 15% of the time, but they praised me for coming in early when asked and staying late to help get projects finished on time. Effed up, I know. Well, after that, I get home and find out someone has tried to steal my identity and buy things with my debit card info.
Oh?
Then my computer decided to crash and I lost a lot of my artwork and freelance work I had in there.
No.
Not to mention that earlier in the week, my fiance decided that she didn't want to get married after all and decided to take off without letting me know.
Oh.
Turns out she went to Washington State and I later learned she got knocked up by some married guy. Worst week of my life. That does not sound real.
Like, how can so many bad things happen in such a short time span? Like, that's what blows my mind. It's not like all of those things. I mean, all those things happening is crazy, but like all those things happening like over a few years, maybe, but like
in the same
week.
Insane. You're like, man, you just rolled.
You're like,
you rolled some bad luck.
Like karma was like coming back around. That's crazy. Also, his work like being shady like that makes me really angry.
I know.
Because companies will do that to you.
Like, oh, actually, you're late.
All right, this one is by Pandada.
Pandada. Were your dada's a panda? Pandada.
Sorry. All right. It is a bad luck story. Unemployed since June. Got an interview for a temp to perm job got an interview for a temporary to permanent job in August. So like you start as temporary and move into a permanent position if they like you. In August. Interview went really well and they loved me. Got a call at the end of the week that they chose someone else. A week later, I get a call from the temp agency asking if I could start that job the following week. Apparently, the person they chose had medical issues and had to leave. I accept ecstatically. I love the job, casual environment, and the people, and also don't get any negative feedback from my boss. After the first week, my boss tells the temp agency she likes me a lot and that I'm learning fast. I get home on Friday the following week, get a call from the temp agency, and they tell me my boss called them to let them know it wasn't working out and she doesn't want me to come back. She didn't give them any details as to why. So here I am, unemployed again.
What the heck? What did you do?
Also, why was she saying like, oh, he's so great? And then the next week she's like, don't have him come back.
What? Like, mate, did you do something? Like, what happened?
Yeah, like that. I would feel like really like that. I would like at least like to know.
That's like actually the ultimate form of gaslighting.
For real. You're like, oh, I'm doing a great job. They like me.
Like, I thought we was cool, man.
Yeah, what? So crazy.
Okay, this is a really short one, and this isn't a story, but it's actually like a real life person who's nicknamed Lucky. Okay. But they also think he's very unlucky. And basically it's this Japanese guy named Tsutomu Lucky in parentheses or in quotations. Yamaguchi, I think is how you would probably pronounce it. I don't know. Basically, he was in Hiroshima when the U.S. dropped a bomb on it. He survived, then he went to Nagasaki afterwards. And then that got bombed too. And then he managed to survive both. So he's considered the luckiest man alive, but you can also consider him being the unluckiest for being present in 100% of instances of atom bombs being used in war.
Oh my gosh. And like, he just was like, fine?
Yeah. And this was by a deleted user, so I can't give credit, but like, yeah, I didn't even know that.
I think like Lucky was like radioactive after that, or like what?
Yeah, maybe they got superpowers. Radioactive spider, like Spider-Man.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, go off, Lucky. Like,
he's
like, I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me.
He's like, nah.
He's like, I'm not gonna die. Oh, well, I mean, slay. Yeah. All right, next one. This one is by Crazy Balls. Slay. Was in a horrible rollover accident with my family after graduating high school. We were in a Suburban traveling on the freeway when someone fishtailed us and we spun into the median and then started rolling. I somehow slid out of my seatbelt and flew out the passenger window, landing in front of the Suburban. When it got to where I landed, it bounced over me and then continued to roll.
What?
Eyewitnesses say that that was the only time the Suburban ever left the ground. So like it was rolling, and then when it got to him, it bounced over him and then continued rolling.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. In the aftermath, myself, my girlfriend at the time, and my sister all needed to be intubated as our ribs had punctured our lungs and we were drowning in our own blood.
Oh my god.
There happened to be 3 separate, unrelated EMTs behind us that all pulled over, had medical equipment in their vehicles, and intubated us until ambulance and Starflight showed up.
No effing way.
So I'd say the bounce and the random EMTs behind us would be the best luck I've ever had.
That's like literally
that's the miracle. Thing is like, even if it was just like, it would be a miracle if there was even one EMT behind them, but it's like, what are the chances that I have the medical equipment and have enough medical equipment for 3 people to be intubated?
Right.
That's nuts.
That's so nuts.
Like, you're like supposed to be alive. Like, there's just like no way around that.
Yeah, the
like,
angels were just like, no.
The angels like picked up that Suburban and bounced him over you.
Insane.
That's so nuts.
Edward Cullen did it.
Edward, stop. You stopped the van.
No, I didn't. You hit your head.
I saw you. You pushed it away with your hand. Oh my gosh. When you watch Twilight way too many times.
So many times.
Am I gonna stop?
No. Can't stop, won't stop.
Never stop. Okay, your turn.
Okay. This one's funny. This is bad luck. Okay, this is by that one dude, 98.
Oh, I know him. He's that one dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that one dude. Okay, not sure if my bad luck or my bosses. Probably both. But anyways, I worked at a car dealership and one day a bird shit on his right mirror, and of course I had to clean the whole car. I went back and parked it in his spot, and as I was getting out, a bird shit on the same spot.
Oh,
my boss walks out 3 seconds later and yells at me because I should have had it taken care of. I repeat the process and park it in a different spot. About an hour later, I get called up to the office and get yelled at because the bird shit is still there.
How? Birds are not real.
3 separate times in 3 different locations.
Birds are not real because that was an FBI drone, and the FBI agent that was controlling that bird had a vendetta against this man for whatever reason. That is hilarious.
That is so funny.
Because like, how are you gonna explain that to somebody?
You're like,
and the bird just came back and pooped in the same spot. They're like, yeah, right, you idiot. Like you think I'm dumb? Like,
he's like, please.
He's like, please
believe me.
Please. The bird is out to get me.
Or that bird has like horrible
horrible IBS.
Horrible IBS. And he's like
like the same spot 3 times. Separate locations. Like the bird like had to find that car.
Maybe the bird just really wanted to shit on it for some reason.
Just like that looks like a great place.
He's like, this is my throne.
This is my porcelain throne. Find your own. What if like the person who ended up buying that car, like that bird just continued to follow the
like
car
it's cursed, like
and then poop on the
same spot.
The same spot.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny.
Horror movie. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Okay, next one. This is also a bad luck story. This one's by Wraith. By year 11 in school, I'd never been on a date and the formal was coming up. During a spare period at school, I was messing around in a sport class and dislocated and broke my knee. Like knee injuries? Oh, they send like a shiver down my spine. I don't know why. Like the thought of like the kneecap not being where it needs to be like freaks me out. Ended up getting surgery and being in a splint for 8 weeks. Found out a few weeks later that a girl I liked was planning to ask me to the formal on the afternoon I broke my knee.
No. That's so sad.
He like just wanted to go on a date.
Oh man.
So sad. I hope that you found the love of your life.
Yeah, or maybe she came back. Maybe you guys went on a date afterwards still.
Yeah. Who knows? All right.
It's by Leita, Leita.
Okay.
Short and bittersweet. A few years ago, my husband and I split up. I moved 1,000 miles away, no kids. We kept in touch, worked on our respective issues, and a year later, over the phone, made the decision to get back together. He was dead by 9 p.m. that same night. Heart attack.
That's so sad. That's literally like...
I was reading this one and I did not expect it. And I was like...
That is like
so sad.
That is like a movie that like
that's literally a Nicholas Sparks movie.
It's literally a Nicholas Sparks movie. Oh, that is so sad.
It's so sad. You would just be like, "What? We were gonna like start."
That like
over.
Breaks my heart.
I know. Worst luck.
Breaks my heart for her. It's like that show. If you guys haven't watched One Day on Netflix, I can say this because I already ruined it for Claire because I was really upset about it. But if you are planning on watching it and you don't want spoilers, skip ahead like a minute or so. But that's like the One Day like show I watched on Netflix because like you're waiting for these the two main characters to get together the entire time. They finally get together, like they're happy, they're like they get married, they're like trying to have a baby, and then she dies.
Oh.
She gets killed in a car accident.
Jail time to the writers.
Like the second to last episode, she's killed in a car accident, and then the last episode is like him like being absolutely miserable and like trying to like go on and live life. And you're like,
this is fine. This is fine.
That's like that submission is what I experienced watching that show. Oh my gosh,
man.
terrible. Okay, this one is a good luck story. This is by TDVX. It's 1 a.m. Taco Bell. Slay. Ordered a Dorito taco and a Crunch Wrap. Ate both, but my body wanted more.
Same, dude.
That phrasing killed me the first time I read it. I was
literally
like,
me last night.
Literally,
I was like, I just ate a burger. I hit my protein, but my body wanted more.
My body wanted more.
I wanted more
my
burger.
body always wants more.
Same.
My body wanted more burger. Yeah, I had to put this one in there just because of that phrasing. Ate both, but my body wanted more. I jokingly reached into the bag, telling my girlfriend there was always a fry at the bottom, and there was a effing cheese gordita crunch in the bag. Checked the receipt and it was only charged for the two things. So awesome.
Slay.
That was like, that might be like the best luck ever. Like, I mean,
for
like not getting killed in that car accident is pretty good luck, but I'm like, man, that rocks.
An extra, was that a taco?
A cheesy gordita crunch, man.
Ooh.
So it's a soft shell tortilla with like a layer of cheese, and then it's a hard shell tortilla.
Bussing.
Yeah. Slap.
Bussing.
Slap. Anyway, that's so amazing. So good.
Yeah. Okay. This one is by Motown Mods.
Slay.
I was at a large outdoor concert and some dude walked up and said, "No way, it's you, man." He then hands me my driver's license that I didn't know I lost somehow.
You're joking. This dude's like been walking around with his driver's license.
Trying to like looking up and down, like trying to match the face to the driver's license.
I love like that phrasing. It's you, man.
Hey, it's you, man. And then the guy is like, didn't even know they lost their driver's license. They're like, oh, like, wow.
Oh, that's great. That's super funny. I love that.
I have a short one right underneath that.
Okay, go for
by it. Odd Ear. So
okay,
odd and then ERE.
Okay.
It said, got hit by a speeding car when crossing a road.
Oh my gosh.
Cracked the windscreen, did a flip, and landed on the pavement nearby. Paramedics were worried I'd broken my neck. Several hours and x-rays later, I walked out with nothing but minor bruising on my back. Different angle, and I could have easily died. It's just another example of crazy.
Also, when you were saying that, he's like hit the windshield, flipped, and landed. I like immediately was like thinking like he landed in like the Spider-Man pose, like lands like so fierce.
Slay.
That's crazy.
Just like these crazy accidents.
How are these people not dead?
I know. Slay.
Oh my gosh, it's like, oh, that's crazy. Okay. My next one is a bad luck story.
Okay.
It's my final bad luck story. Remix 73. This is probably not up there with all of my loved ones dying in a house fire or anything, but it was annoying. My car broke down in a thunderstorm about 4 weeks ago on the highway. I called for a tow truck and was told there was a 2-hour wait. Called my wife, who gets the kids out of bed to drive half an hour and pick me up. I drove home with them, drop them off, and wait for the truck to arrive. When he gets there, he attaches the tow cable to the wrong point on my broken down 3-ton 4-wheel drive. It was one of those big tip tow trucks with the big ramp. As a result, when the car gets to the top, it breaks free, rolls down the ramp, narrowly avoids running into traffic, but smashes into my other car, which was, I thought safely, parked some distance away. I was standing somewhat stupidly in front of the car, so had to jump over a guardrail and down a bank into a pile of mud. Keep in mind, it's the middle of a thunderstorm. Ended up with a broken down 4-wheel drive car, smashed into the back, plus the whole front of our other car pushed in, and had to order another tow truck to take the 2 cars away.
No.
Of course, being that weather, I had to wait another 2 hours for the tow truck. Fortunately, all covered by insurance, but it caused much laughter from the insurance company when I tried to explain what happened. Can you imagine?
That is a double whammy. Like, what?
Your one car is broken down, rolls off the tow truck, smashes into your other car.
You're like, cool.
And he's like, it's not like he was parked like right behind it either. He's like, I thought I parked far enough away. Like,
yeah.
Oh, crazy.
God. That's awful.
That's like a Drake and Josh episode.
That is a Drake and Josh episode.
You know, like everything that could go wrong just like went so wrong. Yeah, that's so crazy. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is my last bad luck story too.
Okay.
It's by Burn and Breathe. Oh. When we got our first dogs, we got 2 from the same litter. Terrible move in hindsight. On the day we could take them home, I picked them up from the Humane Society on the way home from work. They were in the same cage, and I put the cage in the back seat of my Pontiac.
Oh, no.
So not a lot of room. During the 20-minute drive, they never stopped freaking out, and they pissed and shit for what looked like the whole ride home. So car reeks, and I'm looking forward to cleaning up the cage, the car, and these 2 puppies when I get home. I get home, and the garage door does not open.
Ugh.
I figure the battery in my remote is dead or something. Couldn't get in the front because my girlfriend had locked the screen door the day prior and there was no key for it.
Oh,
so I take out this shitty pissy cage and go around to the back where I discover a huge branch has fallen and severed the power supply to my house, ripping the cable and bending the F out of the metal pole on top of my house where it connected.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure there have been worse days for others, but I made sure I would remember that was one, if not the worst days I've experienced.
Oh my gosh. That is terrible.
That's just
luck.
One thing after another.
Yeah, it's like nothing that can't be like fixed, you know. It's mostly like just a whole bunch of annoyances, but it's like, just like, why? Oh my god,
yeah,
so like frustrating.
A ton of inconveniences like right after the other.
And sometimes that's just like the worst.
Yeah.
Like then just like one terrible thing. Like
yeah.
It's, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this one is by John Don Bovey.
John Don Bovey.
I once did so terribly on an exam that I didn't hand it in. Okay, so they kept the exam that I did terrible on. When my teacher finished grading the exams, he handed back everyone's exams. With a confused expression, I asked him where mine was. Keep in mind, this kid kept it. So like, they're acting. He said he'll go home and look for it. A week later, I asked him if he found it. He said he did, and that I got a 94 on it. So like the teacher just thought that he lost it and was just like, okay, I'm just gonna give him like
a good grade
because I lost his exam.
That's the
best. Or her exam, but like I don't know if it was a boy or girl, but like they just didn't turn it in. I'm like,
that's actually genius.
That is genius.
That is smart as hell.
That is genius. Like it could have been that he just like had to end up retaking it, but even then it's like you have another chance.
You have another chance.
Well, but yeah, I was like, oh my gosh,
that is
so smart.
That is the next Einstein right there.
Right? Give that man the Medal of Freedom.
For real.
All right, go ahead. Or do you have that was your last?
That was my last one.
Okay, I have one more good luck one.
Okay.
All right. This one is by Like a Sir. When I was in the second year of my PhD, and they made sure to say unfinanced PhD. When I was in the second year of my unfinanced PhD, I met a Brazilian girl who was in France for her PhD. We met in a bar. Our PhDs had nothing to do with it. We dated for 2 years before she had to go back to Brazil in order to finish her PhD. I was crushed. Boom. My PhD advisor had just started an international project in Brazil.
Oh my God.
In her region. She sent me there to work, all paid for by the project. Now we have finished our PhDs. We're back in France and she will be my wife in 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
And then they edited it, like they updated it. Wow, thanks for the upvotes, guys. I will give you some news. She is now my wife and we are a very happy couple. We had a wonderful wedding that we will never forget. Much of her Brazilian family made it to France to celebrate with us, which was a blessing. We then took her close family to Paris and helped them experience French culture and cuisine. We cried a lot when they left, but it was a crazy 2 weeks. We are going to Brazil for a month at the end of this year. Can't wait.
They literally paid for you to go be with the girl that you love.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like, that's like, okay,
coincident. Just like
it's just like that just shows like out. You're supposed, if you're like things, if
you're supposed to be with that girl,
yeah, if it's meant to be, like it will be. Yeah,
I totally believe that.
So cool. Nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by, you guys.
I believe that.
I believe it. Sometimes I forget it, but I do believe it. All right, that was my last one.
Slay guys.
Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. Remember, we have episodes every single Tuesday. Tell your friends, like and subscribe, and
we hope that you have a great St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, have a great St. Patty's Day.
If you're don't wear green or else. Wait, no, you have to wear green
or you get pinched.
Okay, so wear green, guys.
Wear green. Stay safe out there.
And wear green.
Yeah. Okay.
Goodbye.
Bye.